So my name's Andrew Harper and we're in the Simpson Desert Conservation Park in the top of South Australia, about 5 kilometres from the Northern Territory border. So this is day 4 of our survey of the Great White Lakes. As far as cameleering is concerned in Australia, it all started with the Burke and Wills expedition, primarily in 1860. That's why camels were brought out to Australia in great numbers. The camels were brought from the subcontinent specifically to outfit that expedition so that they could get to the Gulf and back. And since 1860, after the Burke and Wills expedition, it was very quickly realised that camels were the animal of choice for not only exploration but just as a work animal for Central Australia, because you could put tremendous weights on them, you could go for long distances, they didn't need to have a drink every day, and the Afghan cameleering heritage really began and took off and was very successful and very important to inland Australia. And what we do today hasn't really changed at all. We use exactly the same pack saddles, the same design. We have a concession to modern materials, of course, but otherwise it's exactly as it was in the history books. To be a good cameleer, you have to be an all-rounder. You have to be a good stockman or woman, first and foremost. So you have to love the camels. There's no point trying to work with any animal if you don't love the animal, if you don't have respect for the animal. And that's the sort of bond that we have with our camels as cameleers. They're not just work animals. It's definitely a close bond. You're living with them 24 hours a day for 5 months. It's harder to leave this world and go back to the other world. Every year it gets harder. My body seems to think, well, this is normal now, walking and moving and working for 15 hours a day, where you don't stop from the time you get up to when you get in your swag at night. You feel like a visitor in your own country because you've been more or less disconnected from the nation, from the country. When you come back into it and you see what the country's preoccupied with, it's quite fascinating actually. We are so incredibly fortunate to live where we live in this country, and we don't really have any problems, really. We're damn lucky, and we're so fortunate to do what we do out here. I mean, where else in the world almost could you do this out here? It's peaceful, it's safe. We're very, very lucky.
Monsoon rainforest pockets going up. There's even a small stream running from the wet season still. We came out into an amazing open vista view of the Arnhem Land escarpment and plateau. And after a break there, we plunged over the top of the saddle of Barangoi, the rock, and through a lost city of sandstone stacks, heavily weathered sandstone country, before dropping down onto the other side. From there we travelled the same distance again, another 6 kilometres around the back of Norlangi Rock, along the floodplains and speargrass plains, back to the car park at Barangoi or Norlangi Rock.
I haven't been a walker. I've been a fitness person, playing sport and short walks and things, but I started walking 2 years ago when I saw a movie called The Way, and I thought I'd do a bit of that. So I set off very naively thinking, will I do it or won't I do it? I was scared out of my brain, but I just loved getting up every morning, putting my pack on, getting my sticks and going another day and heading off along the path and following those yellow arrows. It was amazing. Walking here in Kakadu, I've always